All right, but here we are. It's a best of 5. It's a bit of an impromptu one, but spawning down the bottom right-hand side of the map, it's Psystorm's True. Coming out and playing for us the real MVP.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner, it is the Blue Terran player, FanTaSy.
And is this how FanTaSy is going to repay True?
It's like, thanks for showing up. And... thanks for showing up and making it so I can win some stuff here, but you're going to get proxied.
Yeah, maybe FanTaSy was like, you know, I waited around for Sue, and I'm sorry, True, but that's the way it goes.
I have places to be, things to do, and of course, in true Zerg fashion, True is refusing to work or scout. Although, I was going hatch first. Hatch first from True, no worker scout at all. I've seen Cyril lose games to use thermal because he refused to worker scout, missed the proxies with his overlords, and went hatch first.
Yeah, and it all comes to, it's just like, these are not the most hidden barracks in the world. Like, this overlord's just casually going by, but FanTaSy's like, no, Sue's gonna send his overlord, queue it towards my natural, and I'll be completely fine, and then keep his other one at home, of course. And,
of course.
Yeah, FanTaSy's like, nope, now a bunch of Marines are gonna roll on up. But we'll see if True is able to bring something together for this defense. I mean, he's going out for a drone, though, already looking for a fast third base, so this could hurt him a lot. Looks like Bunker's going to be getting thrown down here in a second, and this is where True says, oh dear, what did I sign up for?
He can't... Well, yeah, now the Overlord can see it.
Yeah, he knows. True, of course, not going for a third base. One of these drones is going to possibly go down. FanTaSy's got to be careful.
To escape. Yeah, drones are really good against unupgraded Marines. They're faster, they hit hard, they're pretty tanky compared to other stuff. The SCV is trying to pull the the bunker is going to finish, and now we're in trouble.
Yeah, now True is in a lot of trouble. His drones are cut off from his baselings, rallying out into gunfire. Drones are forced to fight, but they're actually outnumbered by these Marines and SCVs, so True already losing a lot of his workers, and this is where it hurts a lot. Like, if he had maybe gotten those drones back, it would have helped him out a lot, but there's bunkers building up, and he's just already taken such a blow to his economy this early on.
Yeah, so a couple SCVs died there, which is nice for True. It's not, like, going to help him win the game necessarily, but yeah, another bunker's on the way. If that one finishes, I really don't know what the heck True is going to do.
Yeah.
Bunker is getting shot at, but it's done. I mean, that's it. We got 2 bunkers up. We can hit the hatchery, no problem. This hatchery is going to go down. They don't have enough flings. There are no queens down here. There are no queens, period. It's just not going to happen. That's your GG. Caster, curse, go.
Poor True, but no, FanTaSy looking to hopefully pull a quick one on his opponent. Or that's what he's hoping at least. And he's going to get the hatchery. True's just making a ton of lings. Maybe going to try and break it and save his hatchery. He is, but actually fantastic Marine positioning. And it's just not happening. GG, FanTaSy takes the 1-0 lead.
He should have waited for the hatch to die and brought the broodlings at least. I mean, a little bit of extra DPS.
Yeah, maybe. But then it's just like, well, now I've got a dead hatchery. And yeah, it's just... I think from that position, there's really no winning for True. There's a reason why Proxy 2 Rex is lethal. And done by Terrans everywhere from Bronze to GSL, so...
Alright, quick one there for FanTaSy. Alright, True, come on, man. Either pool first or worker scout. These are your options when you're playing against a Terran at this level. Do it for me. Do it for Zerg fans everywhere and Psystorm gaming fans everywhere.
Yeah, you gotta give it to FanTaSy, though. That's like a pretty strong statement. Sue was like maybe thinking like, all right, I'll come play a casual best of 5, but FanTaSy, nope, he's in it for blood. So trying to destroy Sue as quickly as he can. Because, oh god, you remember FanTaSy's series versus Bunny?
Yes! That... Ooh. Proxies, man. Proxies are good.
And did he proxy sort of it all as well? I'm trying to remember. No, he did a lot of that sort of Cyclone shenanigans. So who knows? But FanTaSy, he's playing well. Well,
he is.
2-raxing well so far. We'll see. We'll see if he's going to keep that up. No, I mean, FanTaSy just saying, all right, I'm just going to come on into this online tournament. Just do my thing. And here he is, got himself a 1-0 lead already. It's FanTaSy.
And in the top right, Psystorm Gaming's True. He's blue and he is Zerg.
Oh, no.
FanTaSy's like, you know what? That went pretty well. Maybe we just do it again. Call it good. Let's see if perhaps we could see anything resembling a pool first or a worker scout out of True. Because I'm pretty confident in being able to hide my stuff. And I think I'll hide it right here.
Yeah. And this is actually like like we said the last one was obvious. This one there's literally just like a corral for for anything. It's like you got to go straight down the center and run into this barracks. But nope.
So the first Overlord misses. It is a pull first from True, so he'll be fine at this point.
This is interesting because FanTaSy's gone for a gas this game.
Ah. So perhaps Marauder.
Yeah, I don't think you go Marauders versus Zerg. I think it might just be the one quick Reaper or something. But how this plays out versus like a fast pool, I'm not too sure. It's gonna at least let FanTaSy know that it is a quick pool out of True. And then he may just make like his Reaper and rally at home or something. He'll probably build his command center on the high ground if I had to take a gander. Nope. Okay. All right. Whatever. But no, I guess, I mean, he'll probably just be proactive with his Reaper. And in a way, it's probably going to be able to head off the Lings on like a normal build like this.
Yeah, where the Reaper's already out here and can really work down the Lings as they move their way across the map if they're trying to do that. Although the SCV is distracting pretty well here too. He doesn't want a bunker to come up, which explains his action or his attitude there. But yeah, the Lings are in trouble. They need to get out.
Reaper going to be picking off these Zerglings, or at least one of them. Does the other make it to safety? No, he does not, so nice pick off there. And True. Just, I mean, this is kind of like a hard counter from FanTaSy, just like a build order win in a sense. Those two Lings, FanTaSy doesn't have to worry about it. He's playing with full information right now, which is very nice. And yeah, back at home. FanTaSy going to get up his command center. Speed's going to be done soon. But not in time to cancel that or anything.
Nope, not at all. That speed is slowly, inexorably getting there, but this Reaper is just racking up the Ling kills here. Doesn't manage to dodge with that one. Does True, but Reaper gets full information, sees no Rotorn.
Okay.
Sees no double gas.
This Lings rally to the back of True's, or just lots of Lings
never mind.
True.
Yeah, they're moving out. He's got a total of 15. He's got 2 more on the way. Trying to take a sneaky path around, and let's see what he can get done here against FanTaSy, who is he going 3rd command center? Hold on.
He's a old Terran, of course he is.
Oh my gosh, 3 CC at 3 minutes.
Now the thing is, there's no Baneling Nest for True yet. He's mining just a little bit of gas. He's not pulled extra drones into it, and a Baneling Nest don't build super quick. So
no, they do not.
Just gonna be Ling busting, but like, as long as FanTaSy has his wall up, he's fine, I want to say.
Sure seems like it. I mean, he might lose his natural through the sheer number of Lings, at least for liftoff. But Hellions should be able to prevent anybody from getting into the main.
Yeah, he can just lift up. True's probably just waiting for a perfect opportunity. I mean, these Hellions are moving out. Lings are now coming on in. FanTaSy's in trouble. He's got to raise that wall. Don't try and let those Hellions get on in. Oh, and GG.
Oh,
right?
No.
This is actually so huge for True. Lings spilling on in. The one Hellion, he's just in trouble. But, I mean, of course we have all the information, but FanTaSy completely blindsided by this. And True says, you two racks me. I'm the Ling King. I'm going to run 40 Lings into your base.
And I mean, Hellions are doing their best. They're getting some good barbecues up and all.
Yeah.
But it's just 33 SCVs down. There are 2 SCVs remaining. Trying to land a Viking to deal with this. No, more Lings cruising in. Hellions are gone. SCVs down, and that's a good game. True. Takes it.
Wow, these guys just...
After the longer games between Hurricane and Special, that's some quick ones this time around.
And keep in mind, guys, the winner of this does play versus Special. So I wonder if Special's watching this series. Like, right, I gotta look out for cheese either way. But no, that was a smart play by True. Like on paper, all FanTaSy has to do is lift those depots and he's fine, right? Because there's no Baneling nest. The SCVs could just be pulled off and repair indefinitely. And
there's Hellions back there. The Lings aren't breaking down that wall, even if there weren't SCVs to repair. It doesn't matter.
But no, True. That's just one of the things. Like, there's error in StarCraft that players make, and he expected FanTaSy to try and keep those Hellions alive. But if FanTaSy like knew that was coming, he'd just let the Hellions die and be like, yeah, I lose some SCVs, I lose the Hellions, but you made a lot of Lings, so that was a big investment. These players are ready anyway. And we'll get on into the next game.
All right, let's do this thing. We'll be on Cerulean Fall, which is a short rush distance map.
Okie dokie, here we are. It's a best of 5. Currently tied 1-1, spawning up the top right-hand side of the map. It's FanTaSy.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner from Storm Gaming, it is True.
Yeah, so we'll see how this map's gonna go. Like, FanTaSy, he seems to like 2-raxing or playing like from what we know in TvZ. He likes to 2-rax and play that interesting Cyclone Hellion style.
Which I believe Pig calls race car mech.
Race car mech.
He does, because it's all the fast mech units.
I've never heard that before.
Kind of like it. I like it better than calling it Hellion Cyclone Banshee mech. Too many words. All right, well, Overlord scouting on out. Looks like we did go hat first here from True. FanTaSy doesn't seem to be wanting to do anything too crazy here, as the barracks is coming up at home.
Yeah, so standard stuff. And I mean, it is this big map. It is Cerulean Fall, so no surprise there.
Yeah, players just being very chill about this thus far. Nobody really wants to rock the boat at all.
Okay, now
and Overlords are very happy to be able to scout in peace. Third base sub 2 minutes from True. Good golly, Miss Molly. He is feeling like he really wants to macro this thing up. Maybe they made a secret agreement.
He wanted to do that too, but he got hit with the 2-racks.
Yeah. No rush, 5 minutes. That was the agreement.
That's what he's hoping for. So far, that does seem to be the case, unless a Reaper counts as a rush.
I mean, I don't know. He's just scouting. He doesn't really want to kill anything, right? He's a nice Reaper. Actually, just kidding. He wants to kill everything.
We'll see how nice FanTaSy's feeling as Reaper's going to get on in here. No drones, though, since I think True probably cut one just to start that third hatch right away. But anyway, he's got a few up here. FanTaSy throws the grenade. You don't really expect to kill a drone if your Reaper gets into the main. But, okay, looks like True. He probably delayed his Lings a little bit to get that super quick third hatch because he hasn't made a single pair of Zerglings yet.
Wow,
and that third
amazing.
Is
that is
done
Queens
before
out,
the 3-minute mark.
That is a very
that is a quick third.
I like it. All right, let's see what True can do with it. He is pretty good at macro. He likes doing those Ling counterattacks and run-bys, and FanTaSy's going to have to be on top of his defensive game to try to win this thing. So far, just going ahead, finished up. Oh, that's a Fusion Core laughing games.
Oh, my golly.
I remember when seeing a Fusion Core just meant we were going for advanced ballistics, and it was kind of exciting, but also you knew it wasn't going to be Battlecruiser. Yeah. Now it's going to be Battlecruiser.
Yeah, it was always false hope back in the days when advanced ballistics was a really popular thing. It's like, it's going to be a Hellion or like a Hellion Liberator rush. But this time it's actually a BC Liberator rush, unless FanTaSy's going to just prove us wrong and destroy our hopes and dreams. But It's just so crazy how this build has stuck around a long time. And I actually cast a game the other day. It was Future versus Silky, so 2 North American players, so say of it what you will. But Future decided to up the stakes, and he went for a double battle cruiser rush with 2 starports.
I like it. I'm on board.
And it actually kind of worked. Because the Zerg, they're like, all right, you just need a few queens, a few spores to defend 1 BC. But 2 makes all the difference in the world.
It really does. I've been playing 2v2 ladder with a Zerg friend of mine, and we got Battle Cruiser Rush. We scouted it. We tried to shut it down. The Terran player barely got a BC out and then teleported across the map. We weren't quite ready for it, and it got 53 kills before we finally took it down.
Oh, God.
BCs are good if they're microed well, and the Zerg isn't quite prepared.
Yeah, that is...
Yeah, it was brutal.
That is monstrous. Now, True got his... Hold on. Pneumatized Carapace. And that Overlord is just flying around scouting out. It confirms a 3rd base. I mean, it sees Stimpack, and it sees something building out of the starport. Does he assume it's going to be BCs? So far, no spores or anything.
That's true. He is making another queen, but it's not like he's triple pumping queens, which is kind of what you need to do.
Here's that BC teleporting in at the back, and cue the Jaws theme because he's lurking about, and there he goes.
Yeah, 5 queens is definitely enough to shoo this BC away. It's going to get some of your drones, especially if you don't pull them exceptionally well, but that BC cannot stick around with this number of queens present. Transfuses really helping immensely there as well. There's your Yamato, and that is the one thing that Blizz is trying to get rid of by and just slow down the weapon refit upgrade, just so the Yamato cannon isn't immediately available in the BC. But that's the one thing they're planning on changing.
Yeah, it was actually quite a big change, wasn't it? It was like 47 seconds to like 100 or something. It was like a big increase. That's for sure. So, and I mean, it's interesting because some players who do the Battle Cruiser Rush don't even get Yamato Cannon. Because there's a few variants of this, so it's like, oh, whatever. Who cares? But then the guys like FanTaSy who did actually rush Yamato Cannon, they'll actually be affected by that.
Should be fine. I don't think he'll be too worried about it. We'll see, though. I mean, I don't think it'll do enough.
Affected.
Like, they're trying to, like, not just get rid of the Battle Cruiser Rush. They're just trying to make it a little bit less powerful.
I just feel personally attacked since just every game I Battle Cruiser Rush, so it's just a little bit harsh.
Go for the weapon refit?
Times are rough. But we'll see. No, True. In seriousness, though, I mean, he took a bit of damage, but like 7 drones.
Battle Cruiser's going in for a Yamato down south there. Did he get it off?
Looks like he didn't. Probably teleported out. How many queens have died? 2 Overlords dead, a Queen dead, a few drones. I mean, FanTaSy was doing the standard Terran transition out of this, though. He's got up at 3rd base. He does just made the 1 BC, and then standard bio follow-up.
Yep, fair enough. I mean, I really don't see any problems with that.
Oh,
I'm going to try to unload, but as you mentioned before, True is the Ling King. He's just more willing to make Zerglings than most other Zergs are.
I think he just spawns
no regrets, probably
when he queues into a game. But oh, look at this. True almost getting a medivac. That would be absolutely huge, but not quite able to get it. Unfortunately for him, that would have been a very nice pick off. FanTaSy just tucked at the back here. These queens, they want to shoot that medivac, though. It's 1 shot away from dying. And FanTaSy
medivac just shifting to the back a little bit.
He is tempting fate right now, but looks like he's coming in with a few more units. He's got an armory done now, I believe, so he's going to make Hellbats. Tanks and Hellbats are going to come on in. And the question is, does True have any Banelings? No, he doesn't. So these Hellbats are actually going to be a potential pretty big threat. I mean, these Marines at the back are holding their own, but suddenly True's going to be sandwiched by Hellbats, Marines, and tanks. He's engaging on in. He's just trading so many Lings versus this, but this is looking pretty good for FanTaSy.
Yeah, tank dead. All the Hellbats are gone. Only a handful of Marines left there. And look at this. It's going right on in there. The Lings do have 1-1, which in that situation. Battle Cruiser then comes back and says, remember me? Yes, as I have 5 queens, but they're not clearly on the battlefield yet. Ling's coming into another position, trying to focus down that tank. Tank does manage to survive a little bit. And Ling's rolling into the 3rd base of FanTaSy 2. While Yamato Cannon takes down a queen. Queens need to show up and help with this immediately. Tank setting up on the high ground. Third base of True is in a lot of trouble.
Most of the Queens are dead, I think, and True just traded out a lot of this. He's really just made Lings to try and make this defense happen. He's going to try and get on top of that tank to shut it down. FanTaSy still with a lot of Marines, though, with Medivac support. Kiting back, got himself into a fantastic choke point, just slaughtering these Lings. They're finally going to get us around. Is it going to be enough to clean it up? It looks like it might just be, but still looks like a very good trade for FanTaSy as he's got himself a notable supply lead and is coming in with yet another attack.
Yeah, this might be the death now. True's going for Hive, man. He was trying to go for 4 base, survive on Lings and Queens until Hive.
That is
At
ambition.
which point, I guess Ultra maybe, but... yeah, I don't know. This 4th base is in a lot of trouble. Drones keep going down. Lings are being made. Bale in the way. And they do have some triple hooks. 4th base down. That's a liftoff. We're going to boost inside the main now. Thank you very much. Our work at the 4th base is done. Thank you for joining our party. Army supply is 89 to 48. Adrenal glands is on the way. 2-2's about to finish for True, which is really useful here. Baneling hit not that great in that situation, but does force FanTaSy back. The problem is FanTaSy's getting a 4th base of his own. True's 4th base is being replanted, but it's not anywhere near being done. And just going for 3-3 and Adrenal gland on things with Ultralisks.
Yeah, I mean, FanTaSy, he just got a lot of work done with that attack. True, just committing to so many Lings. Like, if he had Banelings there, there's a chance he would have just wrecked the Hellbats and wrecked the whole army. But, I mean, very, very committed to making all of these Lings. And if we look at the units lost, True has thrown, like, just in order to fight off the Marines with pretty much just Lings, it's cost him a pretty penny. We've seen 218 Lings die this game. And I imagine that's going to be many more. True just desperately needs to hold on, and as he is trying to get to that higher tech, to those ultras, to those extra upgrades. Taking out the Queens, though, pursuing this army off creep. FanTaSy's splitting, but actually some decent Baneling connections. However, more of a force is moving in here on the left. True's got to deal with that and push it back. FanTaSy's 2-2 is finished up now, though, so they are on equal upgrades once again.
3-3, about 50% complete for True. He really wants that thing. Adrenal glands is almost done, and that's a really good upgrade to get. Spire coming in here too for the Zerg player, just about complete. He's just trying to make sure that FanTaSy can't set up anywhere near his bases, trying to shoo him away wherever he can. Nowhere safe for the Medivacs to unload. Widow Mines being made. Drilling Claws is done. The first Ultralisks are on the way. Chitinous plating coming in too, and True is just fighting for his life, trying to get up to that T3 tech.
A drop
once again
here. Queen shut down.
Full Medivac picked off. Planetary Fortress at the 4th base means the Lings are not allowed.
Yeah, Planetary Fortresses are very good at shutting down that Ling harassment. Like, it's not doable without Banelings. And now here comes in FanTaSy, though. He's pushing on in. Got Widow Mines with Drilling Claws. Gonna have to probably evacuate, though, as True steps forward, but some good Widow Mine connections go off in that army of FanTaSy. 19
kills on that Widow Mine, 10 on that one. This guy's got 7 army supply suddenly, 107 to 62. The replacement 4th base is gonna die. Yamato Cannon picks off a Queen there, fully healed up. Battle Cruiser, 29 kills on this bro. The Ultras show up and on creep. Pretty darn good here against Marines.
Yet. Now this last one has chitinous, so FanTaSy backs off, but yeah, FanTaSy picking off yet another base of True. This BC is actually unchallenged here, really, except for this one Queen. And she wasn't much of a challenge for us. So now True going to be losing drones. He's pretty much mined out at all of his bases, and he has half the supply of FanTaSy. He made it to Ultras, but I don't know if he's got the stuff. He's going to be fighting FanTaSy off creep here. And yeah, it looks like his army is just not going to be up to stuff. GG, FanTaSy takes the 2-1 lead.
GG indeed. Yeah, I don't know what True was trying to do there. I empathize with trying to get to Ultras as fast as possible. I like doing that too, but man, you just can't lose bases along the way. You can't just trade inefficiently for those first 10 minutes until you get them out. You really got to have a mid-game army to get to that point. But yeah, I mean, it was fast. It was fast upgrades. It was fast getting to Ultras, but he just didn't have enough there. That Battle Cruiser ended up with 40+ kills. Man, 1VC can really make a difference in a game for sure. And we'll see what the response is here from True. I can't imagine he's going to try to go for an Ultralisk Crush again against FanTaSy. I just don't think it would go very well.
Yeah, I think we've got you I think you're roboting a little bit again here, so I don't know.
Yeah,
Is,
sure
Discord
looks like
saying
it.
anything?
Yeah, I'm watching and I'm kind of freezing on you.
Yeah, you are. Like, I
From time to
noticed that
time.
the audio was getting pretty bad there, so.
All right, let me
You may be
let me
like
hop out
uploading
real.
a YouTube video or something. I know that kills my internet completely, so.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
Hmm.
Might just be the router needs a quick bounce, but I will have to give that a shot here after, probably after this next game. I'll try to get it in real fast.
Oh, okay, yeah, we can probably do that. We'll see. Hopefully it'll resolve itself. Do apologize for the technical issues, guys. Things like these are kind of unavoidable, unfortunately. But, all right, we'll get on into the next game. FanTaSy versus True. FanTaSy with a 2-1 lead.
Yep, looking pretty dominant with it too. Yeah, it all really just came down to that one supply depot race that was the difference in that one game that True won.
Yeah, that really was it. But here we are, spawning down the bottom right-hand side of the map. It's Psystorm's True. Regardless of how he does today, just big thanks to True, because he helped
thanks for bailing us out.
The endless downtime.
And then at the top left, it's FanTaSy. He's blue.
And you notice something on the mini-map there?
I'm seeing this little speck of blue doing something. I can't quite
I wonder
tell.
what that could be.
Hmm.
And looks like True's going hatchery first.
True. Come on, man. All right. Well.
Yeah. Well.
I mean, Overlords are scouting. They're missing everything entirely.
And no
Pool's
gas.
not even on the way
There's
yet.
the pool before gas, at least.
Game paused.
PP.
Ah.
Maybe FanTaSy feeling some lag or something?
Maybe his dog is barking.
Maybe.
It's driving him nuts.
Well, let me see. I mean, it could always be me that's lagging. We've got a second here to breathe and try and figure things out. I mean, there's no dropped frames on the stream or anything, so.
FanTaSy, are you okay?
FanTaSy says pause play and then never comes back. And okay, he's back.
Okay, guess we're going.
Game resumed.
All right, so we're back at it. And FanTaSy, poor True, he makes him wait a little bit longer just to be hit with a proxy 3 Rex. Oh, so
I mean, kind of brutal, yeah.
kind of brutal. SCV's coming in for FanTaSy. I wonder if this will tip True off. The drone hits it. And does True look around? Does he? Yes, he does. He runs right on into a Marine, but the question is, was this enough of a heads up for True? The bunker's already building. Are the drones going to be getting pulled? Yes, they are.
Yep.
This is all going to come down to the micro. Does FanTaSy throw up another bunker? No, he doesn't quite have the minerals yet, so got to be careful. True is now pursuing with these drones. They are all clumped up, ready to chase these Marines down, but FanTaSy just wants to run away as this goes on. True tries to get that surround going off. FanTaSy now microing back with his Marines.
One of the Marines does get killed here. SCV's
Yeah.
fighting as well. Another Marine down. All right, True's responding to this pretty well.
Yeah, that bunker, did it get up? Yes, it did, but there's nothing in it or nothing to repair it. FanTaSy is doubling down, bringing in more SCVs. He's going to have them to buffer for this. He needs the buffer to deal with these Lings, and there we go. He's really committing on in, but True's got out Lings. He's able to start building up that count. And,
for the cancel on that bunker or a salvage on that bunker, that's huge for True. Another one getting started here. Marine count is only 3. SCV is going to finish off, or get finished off by that Queen. Another one comes in to replace the one that just got murdered. And here comes the micro. I mean, this should be a mic challenge, right? Like, try to bunker rush or try to defend the bunker rush with the slow Lings.
Though, with these Lings, FanTaSy retreating back as well as he can, but those Lings are just a little bit too quick. The Marines are kiting back off creep a fair bit. FanTaSy's doing a fantastic job kiting back, but is it going to be enough? I mean, the Marine counts...
It looks like the Marines are going to win.
Wow, the Marines do win. A lot of SCVs died being the buffer there. The bunker didn't get up. True, though, still has to produce more Lings to be able to deal with it. We're currently at 7 Marines versus 4 Lings. There's a bunker being started once again. FanTaSy try and try again to get that bunker up. More Lings are popping out for True. The Queens does a good job versus low numbers of Marines, but...
And the good news is we can't set up a bunker in range of that hatchery. FanTaSy's not able to do it. The creep spread is big enough now to where that's not possible. To the longer... This bunker cannot go down.
Hiding, though, from FanTaSy is beautiful. Just,
is he out of SCVs?
So many Marines. I think he is, but he still killed off a lot of them. He's killed off a lot of the Lings. And it's just Marine production versus pretty much just Ling production. A Spine is now starting for True, which will really help shut this down for good. FanTaSy just saying, all right, I'm going on creep versus this, but then decides to start backing up. He wants to bait those Lings into a fight, and more importantly, he wants that Queen and gets it.
Oh, there's the surround. Oh, no, he manages to slip out just through a tiny little gap there. But again, the micro is good. The Lings just keep melting here.
FanTaSy, how does he manage this? I mean, there's a Spine Crawler going to be finishing up soon, but is there enough to protect it for the time being? FanTaSy getting to work away on this hatchery. And, is he bringing more SCVs over here? Yes, he sends over 1 more SCV to get this bunker up, and he's now going to have that anchor point. Is he going to make this work?
Oh my gosh, there's the bunker. Bunker's done. Lings can't do anything about that. Spine Crawler would need to burrow in position and try to take down that bunker. Again, the good news is the bunker can't hit the hatch. So you're going to have to dance on in here versus the Spine, versus the Queen. He's just still triple pumping Marines, man. He's getting a factory up as well. I think setting up like 1 tank would be amazing here. He's dealing with some harassment on the other side of the map, back at his base. Lings are trying to knock down this wall, but FanTaSy's not even bothering to repair. He's not worried about it, although at some point, you probably do want to respond to that, FanTaSy.
Yeah, he's making a Hellion. Oh yeah, that's getting low. FanTaSy, you're making me nervous.
FanTaSy.
Like, you don't expect 2 Lings to kill a depot, but no, they're actually going to be able to. FanTaSy, it looks like he went in with his Marines, and that's why he was been distracted. I'm not sure if this was a good option for him. He's trading out versus the Lings, but it looks like all the Marines will fall, and this is going to take the heat off True's back. And there's still these 2 Lings that have got in here. They got to get cleaned up, and that supply depot needs to get rebuilt.
So it's 26 to 21 workers. FanTaSy has a lead on that. He's got a small lead on army supply. True is stabbing away at that bunker, not able to get hit on the other way. So that is the perfect magic spot for Spine Crawlers to hang out. Spine Crawler almost dead, though, is the thing. The repair is good. The Marines just dancing out and trying to kill the Spine. They're losing Marines in the process, but they're slowly whittling it down, and the Spine is going to die.
Yeah, and with the Spine dead, does FanTaSy... He's just still producing Marines out of these barracks. This is like the longest proxy 3 racks I've ever seen. SCVs even come up. Why not repair that Hellion? And FanTaSy maybe trying to get this hatchery after all. With the Spine dead, it's almost as if True thought that, like, okay, this rush is over, but no, FanTaSy's keeping it going because True built a lot of drones while this was going on. But FanTaSy not giving up his bunker position.
This is the longest bunker rush of all time, I swear. Can't believe this is a 7-minute bunker rush.
I wouldn't put it past FanTaSy to start building up more bunkers outside of True's base.
Just wall it off entirely.
Yeah, he's also got a Liberator on behind this. I mean, FanTaSy did get up extra tech. He's got an Overlord, which is now going to go down to this Viking. And, I mean, True, he's still contained. And FanTaSy just kept this going on so long while macroing up behind this, whereas True, I mean, he made all those Lings, he bled them off. And he's macroing up now, but FanTaSy, like, he bought himself enough time to get his economy back on track. He's now a 2-base Terran, equal on workers to the Zerg.
That is not good for the Zerg, LaughNgamez. I'm just going to say it.
No, it is not.
Armory on the way too, which I think is probably just to make Hellbats. Going for the kill with Hellbats.
Yeah, Medivac going to be on the way too. And that may be all that FanTaSy needs. I mean, he's up on supply. There's a lot of queens out for True, but as far as anything that's going to be anti-Hellbat, I'm not sure there's much at all. FanTaSy finally gives up the bunker at the 8-minute mark. How many times a day do you think FanTaSy practices Proxy 2 Rex versus Zerg?
72.
72.
Yep. I think he ends at 72 exactly. Moves on to something else.
That's his requirement.
Yep.
Well, you know, I bet he actually practices it a lot because that Marine micro was just, it was just really good.
Yep. Hard to do. Made it look easy. All right, so here we go. This is going to be Hellbat Marine Medivac. 41 armory supply to 20. True to deal with this has 7 queens and 13 lings. It's just not going to work. This is it.
He's going to need to transfuse this Spine Crawler for days, but the Marines are actually going to add a fair bit of DPS to this. The Hellbats are going to be a fantastic buffer just with so much health in this. The Ling can try and help out, but this is just looking too good for FanTaSy.
Yeah, I mean, the queens are pretty good against this, but even the Marines and the Hellbats together are just way too much for that number of queen. Drones getting roasted up now. Hellbats in the mineral line. Last queen under assault by 3 Hellbats. And GG! FanTaSy takes the series 3 games to 1.
Yeah.